So originally I was going to set up this camera rig right on the side of the 240. Like a test run on this car because the clutch went out on the last drift event. So I do have, this is my son's car, but I have a new drift project. It's an Infinity. This is not a very clean car. The idea is to mount it just off of the driver's side door, so you can still reach out when you're all harnessed up and start and stop the camera. Also, when you get a little bit farther away from the car, it just looks way better. You get to see a little bit more of the car. You still get the side view of the driver's head, and you kind of see what they're doing in the car while they're drifting. I really like this vantage point, but drifting is a violent auto sport. It's chill. I mean, the people are chill and everything. Everybody's like working together, but the cars are really, you're really pushing the car. A lot of times we're on like really rough environments, and so you definitely need to like triangulate your camera, especially if you're going to have it out that far on the car. So I've got the racing seat in the car. Basically the only thing I've done to this car since I got it was, it was wrecked when I bought it, so I got it fairly inexpensively, but I put a front bumper on it, bumper cover, racing seats, and a harnesses, just enough so I could drift safely. And then I still need to get a hood and angle mods and coilovers and all that good stuff. So this is what I'm starting with. This is my little GoPro rig. It's a 4.5-inch wood suction cup, a magic arm, and a GoPro in a small cage with a bolt out the top. And then I have two of these aluminum rods I've got one with a loop on it and one with a bolt. It's probably really dark under the shade here, but this is what I'm going to triangulate it with. And the only thing that's different than I did last time is I wrapped a little bit of tape, gaff tape around here with a little gap in there. And that little gap, if you look at this one, I'm using some zip ties. I've been testing out different ways to do it. I think the zip ties are good for holding it to this, so it's one piece, but I still prefer the gear ties to connect the entire system together. So let's get started setting this up. So put a little pressure with it and pump it up. Turn the GoPro on and find the framing that I want. So this looks good, and basically what I'm trying to do is to get a little bit of the action of what I'm doing in the car while I'm driving, but still being able to look forward. And that's pretty good. The horizon looks a little off. Hello, doggy. I guess I could. So there's that, and then we'll just take this and I'll go around there, make a twist, and then wrap it up. So once you have one of the now there's only 2 points. So it'll still shake in this direction. So now we want one going this way. See, ideally you'd have like a 90-degree angle from the top to keep it from going. So now it pivots along this axis. Once we get one up here going this way, that's still in the shot, but it's a drift car, so it might not be a big deal. I'll go there though. I guess I could have moved the car out of the trees here. So the first time I set this up, the bolt wasn't long enough, and when I went to go take my GoPro out to pull this little slider up, I had them mounted too close to the camera. So don't make that mistake. Let's see, I'm gonna take, here. So here's the triangulation system right here. It's a magnet, 2 rods, and this little system. It's a 4.5-inch suction cup, magic arm, little cage for the GoPro, and a bolt sticking out the top. These are the little tiny gear ties. This is a gear tie here, and this one up here is held on with some zip ties, and that seems to be working pretty well also, as long as you have tape wrapped around the end. There's like a little gap in the tape, and the zip tie sits in there. That way it won't slide off. Normally I would put this on top, but I did notice when I was driving that it's more visible in my mirror when I'm in the rearview mirror when I'm driving, if it's down like this. So you always want to be able to monitor this. Once, like if it lets a little bit, let's let a little air out. Come on. So if you see this, it still has a good amount of suction, but this is an indicator when that red line starts showing that you're starting to lose suction. That's why I like this pump style over the little lever type. The lever type doesn't give you any indication that you need to just pump it up, that you're losing suction. So let's look inside the car. I've stripped the entire thing down. I have a tow strap here so I can close the door when I'm in the harnesses. Made some, welded up some seat brackets, and have a Sparco racing seat in here. I've got this fancy schmancy little thing here. My son left some Cheetos for me in case I get hungry. But this is a drift car. There's nothing fancy. There's just a harness bar and a seat. So, oh, and I do have a 5-panel mirror up here. One other thing you want to make sure of is when you're positioning this, if you have your windows up, or if there's a frame on your window, you want to make sure that that clears the camera. That's kind of sucks if you get everything mounted up and then you can't get into the car. So let's take this thing for a spin. Alright, so I'm recording. See, the bad thing with harnesses is when you're all harnessed up, and then you can't reach your camera. So the one good thing about this is I can reach back. Whew, it's warm in here. Now I know what's going on. Now I know what's going on. Traction control was on. I really need to disable that. That's terrible. So do you like this angle? I mean, is that pretty cool? Nice. Lexus. think? Do you like that angle? I seem to use that one more than anything. Dig it. That's so close. I probably should have put a ND filter, or at least cleaned this before I did the little test footage. But, you know, it's all good. Oh yeah, one more thing. It's super easy to take the entire system off the car. You squeeze these tabs. That releases the air, and this is free. You give a little pop to this, a little pop to that, and then you can take this entire system and put it on another car. So you just go up to that car, put a little pressure, pump it up, and then take the magnets, set it on, adjust your camera as you need to, super fast. I usually leave it just like it is right here, and I can switch it from my car to my son's 240, super fast. So that's it. I love y'all, and I hope to see you in the comments.